The Cubs, they fall 8-7 the final game in Pittsburgh. They were down 7-1, make a late comeback, really trying to just crawl their way back into this one from the start, but they come up short. And so that means they come up short on the sweep because they had the opportunity here today. Final at bat, Ian Happ strikes out swinging against Mason Montgomery, and that is how Pittsburgh seals the deal. Here to talk about it all, Elise Menaker, Jason Kipnis. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer. And Jason, this is a tough one. I think more so, yes, they had the opportunity for the sweep, but you were hoping that Jamison Taillon could get back on track, and that was just not the case today. And because of the runs and the home runs, that continue to be an issue. You know, that's kind of what led to that hole.
Well, his trouble all
kind
season,
of it did.
Yeah, all season long has been the long ball. Kind of keeping the ball in the ballpark. We wanted to see him. If you had to give up a home run, make it a solo shot. I think that's what we wanted to see. And unfortunately, we had a two-run shot and a grand slam, I think, today. But if you watch these pitches right here, he's just missing his spots. I think, and he's not missing his spots with convicted pitches. He's not missing with a sharp breaking ball or anything. These are cutters in, and he's just, when it misses, when he's going for a cutter away and it misses in like that, it kind of, hitters can recognize the spin, and then it just cement mixes right there. It spins, but it doesn't go anywhere. And that, I mean, that's just a fastball over the plate. But you look at Ross's home run was a cutter. It was 3-2, so I understand why he's maybe trying to throw it into the zone a little bit, but you got to be more careful with that. Valdez was a cutter at a 1-1 count. That doesn't need to be in the zone. Those need to be off the plate on the black at most. O'Hearn's was an 0-1 fastball. Does not need to be in the zone. So it's one thing to miss your spots, but to miss it so far in the zone, mistakes, the pitches are just sitting there to be hit, and that's kind of why you're seeing him kind of give up so many home runs this year.
Yeah, Jamison Taillon is known to attack the zone. He talks about that, like always wanting to get ahead so he can get in his count and work his pitches. But right now, like you're saying, the strikes are strikes and the balls are balls. I mean, there is no edge.
I love pitchers who attack the zone. I love pitchers who want to get ahead. I love pitchers who throw strikes, who don't waste time and don't throw a lot of balls, don't walk guys. But you got to be smarter, and you got to, like, I mean, these pitches, for pitches that don't need to be in the zone, when maybe it's it could be anywhere, so all these hitters are maybe just looking for up over the plate anything, you are literally giving them cookies. All these are just up over the plate that all these hitters can get extended on. They're not in on the hands, they're not off the plate. That there's a reason that you're kind of giving up these home runs. It's one thing to have mistakes, but your mistakes can be maybe bounced in the dirt or in on the hands or off the plate or up high. If your mistakes are over the middle of the plate and up, that's where guys do damage.
And that was the conversation that even Craig Counsell was saying before the game. Like, the location is going to be what matters for Taillon. And you would think, based on the score, you know, what's surprising here is the Pirates had 6 hits, so half of their hits were home runs today. Yeah, and that's how they're stacking up runs.
And that's what I'm saying. So he could be pitching effectively. He only walked 2 guys. You don't have to strike out everybody, but that's why we say if you're going to give up home runs, if they're solo shots a little bit, you can live with that. Cubs would have come back and won that game then if they're solo shots or even a 2-run shot here. And they scored 7, it would have been just fine. But when you make those mistakes with guys on base, it's hard to come back all the way on that. And Cubs tried.
The offense. Tried. And so on that note, Seiya Suzuki late. This was part of the effort.
Good to see.
And this is where the offense is at, where, you know, they can score, they can get guys on, they can make things happen. Unfortunately, you know, just too much today to overcome. But a nice swing from Seiya Suzuki against a good reliever. And, you know, just like you're saying, a guy on, so it's a 2-run shot. And this is them trying to work their way back in.
Listen, I think Carson Kelly was the only one without a hit today. So you had 8 out of 9 guys check in with hits. You had 6 out of the 9 guys in the lineup that had RBIs today. You were getting contributions from the full lineup. I think even when we were frustrated earlier in the season, they're still creating runners. They're still walking. They're still getting on base. I think the frustrating part was that they just weren't hitting with runners in scoring position. When you still have a lineup who's contributing 1 to 9, that's a great thing, and you're going to get contributions all over, and good teams do. So it is frustrating to score 7 runs, get contributions all over the lineup, and not come away with a win. But there are silver linings. Guys had good games. It's good to see Seiya leave the yard right there at the end versus a tough lefty pitcher. But you want him to really start doing damage versus those lefty pitchers, kind of balance out this lineup. So again, I think Taillon knows he's probably frustrated. He missed his spots and his mistakes cost his team today. But listen, they still won this series and they're still moving on to St. Louis with 2 of 3.
Yeah, that's the nice thing when you win the first couple of games. I mean, you're going for the sweep on the road. But
it's hard to sweep teams. It's harder to sweep teams at home too.
Yeah.
Like notoriously hard.
When you're on the road and you're playing that team at home?
It's very hard to sweep a team at home.
And so all in all, I mean, there's not much more you could ask for out of the offense today, like we were just highlighting. Trying to come back. Just Jamison Taillon struggled, and so, you know, that's the part that they're trying to overcome here.
I do like that they did not give up. That's like, okay, we've already won 2. Let's just go take our series and move on. They competed through the whole game right here, so
No
that was
doubt.
fun to see.
The compete factor is there for this team. So.